What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Break number 740 BD. We got a case of Panini Prospect Edition baseball. 20 boxes. All right, here we go. All right, there's 10. There's 15. There's 20. Let's go kaboom hunting, guys. Here we go. Joe Vargas on the blue. Joe Vargas, that's 65 of 149. Travis Mazzana on the domination. Peyton Toll, 100 of 299. First autograph goes to Washington. That's Alex Clemmy. Alex Clemmy on the first auto. Red checkerboard, that is 62 out of 99. 62 of 99. There's Brenda Maia. Ping of Wyatt Sanford. Ping of Wyatt Sanford. We got Dante Nori. That one's numbered 98 of 99. That goes to Philadelphia. Josh Knopf from Milwaukee. That one is a blue auto. That one is 84 out of 149. 84 of 149. Chase Hampton. Christian Moore, prepping for the pros. Owen Cassay, 14 out of 199. That's Angel Martinez for Cleveland. Angel Martinez for Cleveland. This one is non-numbered. Vance Honeycutt on the red. That is 167 out of 199. Ping of Blake Burke. Tommy White for Oakland on prepping. Brandon Sprout for the Mets. That's on the red auto to 199. Kyle Teal on the refractor. Paul Snead's domination. We got Cade Cooler to 99, 88 of 99 for Atlanta. Henrik Hernandez for Atlanta on the auto. This one is not numbered. We got a black lasers. That is Peyton Toole. Peyton Toole. That is 16 out of 39 going to Boston. 16 out of 39 going to Boston. You got it, Tim. Steve, what's up, buddy? Prepping for the pros. Aces of Chase Dollander. Next auto goes to the New York Mets again. Nate Dome. That one is 109 out of 149. That was box one. Christian Oporor on the red. That one is 29 of 199. We got Chris Cortez for the Angels on the aces. Domination of Chase Dollander. We got Jacob Mizorowski. There's a nice hit for Milwaukee right there. That one is a red auto. That is to 199. 199 on the red auto. Braden Taylor. We got a pinger, Connor Griffin. Chase Harlan on the prospect for the Dodgers, 33 of 49. Caden Scarborough for Texas. That one is on the purple. That is 80 out of 125. 80 of 125. Bryce Eldridge on the blue. Prospect for the Giants. 117 out of 149. Prepping for the pros, Bryce Rainier. We got Thomas White. Ryan Johnson, that is for the Angels. That is red to 199. 101 out of 199. We got Dalton Rushing for the Dodgers on the red. We got that 90 out of 199. Carson Benj on the ping for the Mets. Eric Batanti, that is 93 of 299 for the Brewers. Our next auto, we didn't get an auto in this one. It looks like no auto. Caden Scarborough. No auto in this one. Interesting. Never seen that before. Give me a second, guys. Dylan Cruz. We got Cade Horton. There's Thomas White. Next auto is Jonah Tong. Jonah Tong for the Mets. It's a base auto. Sorry, Thomas White was numbered. That is silver. 14 out of 25. Peyton Toole, Brody Breck domination, Chase McDermott, that is 38 of 99, and Ryan Waldschmidt, that one's going to the Arizona Diamondbacks on the purple. Purple is numbered 7 out of 49, 7 out of 49. Box 3. Alan Facundo on the silver. Kalen Culpepper prepping. Got Dylan Cruz, 23 out of 49 on the prospect. Tyson Lewis for Cincinnati. Tyson Lewis on the silver auto. That one is not numbered. Drew Hackenberg on the red. That is to 199, 67 of 199. That's going to Atlanta. Ping of Emilian Petrie Got Hagen Smith for the White Sox. Cooper Pratt, that's for Milwaukee on the silver auto. Cooper Pratt on the silver auto. Cade Denton. There's Peyton Toole for Boston. Blake Walters, 14 out of 199. Jake Geloff on the auto. That is for the Dodgers, not numbered. Looks like we got some yellow. There's Bryce Eldridge. Bryce Eldridge on the yellow. That one is 1 out of 10. It's actually gold, 1 out of 10. Seaver King domination. Christian Moore on the ping. Kevin Sim for the Diamondbacks. This one is not numbered on the Kevin Sim. Nice 1 to 10 for the Diamondbacks. Or the Giants, excuse me. Henrik Hernandez. Tommy White domination. Connor Griffin, that one's to 49. 18 out of 49, prepping for the pros. JD Gonzalez, that one's for Tampa Bay. Red auto to 199. That is 10 out of 199. 10 of 199. Cole Messina. There's Carson Benj. Chase Alsop. That's 257 out of 299 for Baltimore. Travis Soroka. Nice one there for the Washington Nationals. That is a non-numbered silver auto. Box 4. Got a pink Gabriel Hughes. Pink Gabriel Hughes. That one is to 79. 6 out of 79. That's going to Colorado. Kellen Lindsey for the Dodgers. We got Gerangelo for Seattle. We got Bryce Matthews for Houston on the auto, not numbered. Alonzo Treadwell, red to 199. That is for Houston. That is 133 of 199. Blake Burke on the domination. Grant Shepardson, 102 of 199 for Miami. Drew Hackenberg for Atlanta on the auto. That one is not numbered on the auto. Noble Mayer on the blue. Blue is 127 out of 149. Kyle DeBarge ping. Aiden Miller prepping. We have Joseph Redfield. That's for the Angels on the auto. Non-numbered auto. Ty Suthasine for Chicago Cubs. Domination of Braden Taylor. Bryce Eldridge, 143 out of 199. We got our first redemption. First redemption of the break. Future Legend Signature Red. That's to one, I believe, 199. Nathan Zantello. That's the Red Sox. Boston Red Sox on that one. Yep, I just checked it. It is the Red Sox. I wanted to double check for myself. Kalen Culpepper. James Tibbs for San Francisco prepping. Blake Dunn, that's 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 on the gold for Cincinnati. We got Mitch Jebb on the autograph for Pittsburgh. This one is not numbered. Carson Bench. That is David Shields for Kansas City. Ryan Clifford to 299 for the Mets. That is Emilian Petrie for Tampa Bay on the on-card auto. On-card Future Legends. That one is 140 out of 199. Box number 5. Christian Knapsick. That is for Cleveland on the red to 199. That is 48 of 199. Seaver King for Washington. Trey Savage, Toronto. Nick Kurtz, there's a big one for the Oakland Athletics. This boy hit 4 home runs as a rookie out of Houston the other night. This kid is a freaking monster. This one is not numbered for Oakland. Not numbered. There is a purple, Luke Holman. Luke Holman, purple to 40 to 99, 72 of 99. Charlie Condon. Ping, that is Jared Thomas. We got Blake Larson on the purple auto. That one is 13 out of 125. That one goes to the White Sox. Alonzo Treadwell, silver. Sebastian Walcott. Tommy Troy to 199. 36 of 199 for Arizona. Ty Sufisine for the Cubs. That one's not numbered. There's a nice Jacob Mizorowski pink. That's to 79. 59 of 79. Carson Bench for the Mets. That's Rhett Lauder for the Reds. Chase Harlan, that's for the Dodgers. Caden Scarborough. Dylan Cruz domination. Seaver King domination. 49 of 199. Drew Thorpe for the White Sox. That one is not numbered on the silver auto. Parker Smith. That is Ethan Anderson ping. Yvonne Melendez, 246 out of 299. That one is for Arizona. We got Colton Ledbetter for Tampa Bay now on the on-card auto. Future legend on-card auto, Colton Ledbetter. That one is numbered 143 out of 199. Tampa Bay getting 2 on-card autos. Very nice. Box number 6. There is a Mojo auto, Mojo of Kemp Alderman to 25. That is 17 out of 25. Peyton Toll. We got Seaver King. We got Chris Cortez for the Angels. This auto is not numbered. Give me a second while I grab some more top loaders. There we go. Ryan Campos on the blue. That one is to 149. 26 of 149. Christian Moore ping. Brandon Sprout to 99 for the Mets. Jake Geloff for the Dodgers. Excuse me. This one is not numbered. Adrian Santana. That one is 40 out of 99. That's 40 out of 99 for Tampa Bay. Kalen Culpepper. There is a ticket of Luke Little. That is 20 out of 43. 20 out of 43. That one's going to the Cubs. Ryan Campos on the purple. That is for St. Louis. Ryan Campos, 15 out of 49. Ryan Campos, silver. Tommy White, domination. Gerangelo Cinchte, 123 out of 299. That is for Seattle. Got another redemption. Future Legends Signatures Mojo to 25. Card number 36. That is for the Yankees. That is George Lombard Jr. George Lombard Jr. for the Yankees. To 25 on the auto. Yandel Ricardo, Carson Benj, Seaver King, 45 of 199. That is 132 out of 149. That's Mickey Romero on the auto for the Red Sox. Chase McDermott. There's Rhett Lauder for Cincinnati. Silas Ardoin, 107 out of 199 for Baltimore. Emilian Petrie for Tampa Bay. Non-numbered silver auto. Box number 7. Thomas White to 199. That is 25 of 199. Slade Caldwell, Roman Anthony, Brock Porter on the auto for Texas. Ty on the blue. That one is 7 out of 149. We got Chase Burns. We got 83 out of 199. Jace Bowen for Pittsburgh. Jackson Ballmeister on the red checkerboard. That one is 93 of 99. That's for Tampa Bay. Another one for Tampa. Brock Porter to 199. That is 117 out of 199. That's for Texas. Ping of Rintaro Sasaki for Stanford. We got Cam Caminiti. We got Ty on the auto red. Sutasini, 55 of 199. Jackson Kent. Hagen Smith. We got Jonathan Clase, 24/49. Trey Savage for Toronto, 43 out of 125 on the purple. Joseph Redfield. We got Emilian Petrie. That is Noah Schultz on the 78 out of 99 on the Aces. Purple Aces. That is Sammy Stafford on the auto for Cincinnati. This one is a silver auto, not numbered. Heston Kjerstad. Hagen Smith for the White Sox. Blake Larson, 201 of 299. Kemp Alderman for Miami. Silver auto, not numbered. Box number 8. There is Joe Vertano on the black lasers. That one is 14 out of 39. Travis Bazana prepping. Brandon Sprout for the Mets, not numbered. Vance Honeycutt. We got Noble Mayer. Jacob Melton to 299. That's 199 out of 299. Excuse me. Cole Foster for the Giants. Not numbered on this auto. There is Walker Martin on the purple. That is 69 of 99. 69 of 99. Kyle Teal. Charlie Condon Ping. We got Orlando Martinez for the Angels. Not numbered auto. Grant Taylor, Cam Smith. We got Hector Rodriguez, 197 out of 199. Thomas Sagasi for the Cardinals. That is a red auto to 199. That is 180 out of 199. Rodney Green Jr. Gerangelo. Thomas White. That is a ping 18 out of 49. Auto of Jacob Melton for Houston. This is not numbered. Jet Williams, Charlie Condon, Ryan Lasco to 299, 177 out of 299 for Oakland. Noble Mayer on the purple. This one is numbered 5 out of 49. 5 out of 49. That one is for the Miami Marlins. Box number 9. Mac Horvath on the red. Here's our kaboom, guys. Kaboom time. It is going to Seaver King and the Washington Nationals. Silver kaboom, Washington Nationals. Mac Horvath to 199, 18 out of 199. Brock Porter, not numbered for Texas. Bryce Matthews, that's for Houston. That is to 149, 37 of 149. Braden Montgomery, we got 275 out of 299. Kyle Teal for the Red Sox. Alan Facunda, that is for the Yankees. Not numbered. Alan Facundo. Ty Suthasini, 188 out of 199 for the Cubs. There's Chase Dolander, Travis Bazzana, Ryan Lasco on the auto for the Oakland A's. Not numbered. Thatcher Hurd, that's for the Yankees. Not numbered on the silver. Wyatt Sanford. We got Jackson Wiggins, 126 out of 199. We got another redemption. Future Legend signature, card number 2. That's Travis Soroka. Travis Soroka. That should be the I believe Washington, right? Let's double check. Yep, Washington Nationals. That was a Future Legends, not numbered. Paul Wilson, Christian Moore, Kyle Teal, 9 out of 99 on the Domination, 23 out of 25 on the Mojo. That's Sean Sullivan for Colorado. Cole Carrick, there's Hagen Smith, Bryce Eldridge, 42 of 49. Connor Norby for Miami, not numbered on the auto. Box number 10. Wyatt Sanford for Pittsburgh. That is red to 199. 110 out of 199. Wyatt Sanford. Christian Moore. We got Hagen Smith for the White Sox. We got Ethan Salas on the red lasers. That is numbered 28 out of 39. 28 out of 39. Hagen Smith, White Sox. We got Drew Beam, 186 out of 299 for Kansas City. Jesus Baez for the Mets. That one is a purple auto to 125. That is 84 out of 125. Jonathan, that is 39 out of 149. Braden Montgomery, Red Sox. That is Theo Gillen on the ping. Rodney Green for Oakland on the auto. Braden Taylor, Bryce Eldridge. We got Yairo Irate, 141 out of 199. Cade Denton on the purple. I believe that's 125. It is 36 out of 125 on the auto. Christian Moore. That's Brennan Sprout for the Mets. We got Christian Moore for the Angels, 87 and 99. Gino Groover for the Diamondbacks. Last pack of the first half. Caleb Bonner. We got PJ Morlando, Leo Lockhart, 165 out of 299. Charlie Soto for the Twinkies, not numbered. All right. First 10. Number 11. That is a black Nathan Detmer to 39. That is 28 of 39 for Oakland. Braden Montgomery, that's a ping of Theo Gillen. Chase Davis for St. Louis. We got Jesus Baez on the silver. Tickets. Jesus Baez silver ticket. That is going to the Mets. Bryce Eldridge prepping. Sammy Stafora for Cincinnati to 299. 154, 299. There's Jesus Baez on the auto. That is a blue to 149. That is 13 out of 149. 13 of 149. Connor Norby on the purple. That is 26 of 99. Brandon Sprout. We got PJ Morlando. Kevin Sim for the Diamondbacks. Eric Batanti. We got Ben Hess, Owen Hall, that's 33 of 99. 41 of 75 on the Blue Wave. Carson Bench for the Mets. Tyson Lewis, Rhett Lauder, Cam Smith for the Cubs, 32 of 199. That is numbered 7 out of 125. That's Mike Bove for Milwaukee. Thank you, Tim. Tanner Hall. That is a ping of Tommy White. Caden Grice, 87 of 299. Kemp Alderman for Miami, not numbered auto. Brian Holiday to 199. 179 of 199. That is for St. Louis. J.D. Dix for the Diamondbacks. Connor Norby. Vance Honeycutt on the prepping. Rodney Green for Oakland. That's 20 of 199 on the Mojo Auto. Griffin Herring for the New York Metro. I'm not sure if that's the Yankees or the Mets. Griffin Herring. Griffin Herring is the Yankees. Griffin Herring is the Yankees. Cam Smith on the blue. That is 57 out of 149. Jacob Mizorowski. We got Bryce Cunningham to 97 on the ticket for the Yankees. Ticket for the Yankees to 27, Bryce Cunningham. Nathan Detmer for Oakland. Carson Bench for the Mets. Tommy Troy Diamondbacks. We got Yanquiel Fernandez, Colorado, 135 out of 299. Walker Martin for the Giants. Nice hit for the Giants right there. Kid's good. Chase Harlan. We got Nick Kurtz. We got David Shields. David Shields is numbered 171 out of 199. Yorvit Vivas on the red auto for the Yankees. He was called up playing third base. 4 out of 199. Bryce Rainier, Connor Griffin, that's Hagen Smith, 145 out of 199. Luke Keyshaw for the Twinkies. Minnesota Twins, Luke Keyshaw, that is a purple to 125. That is 9 out of 125. 9 out of 125. Box number 13. Box number 13. That is Mitch Jebb. Mitch Jebb on the purple. That is 14 out of 99. 14 of 99 for Pittsburgh. Hagen Smith, Peyton Cole. We got Walker Jenke for Houston. This is a purple auto, purple scope, 28 out of 49. 28 of 49. Colton Ledbetter, red to 199. Tampa Bay, that is 79 of 199. Seaver King, Clark Candiotti, 87 out of 299. That is for San Diego. Drew Hackenberg for the Braves. That is a blue auto to 149. Blue to 149, that's 83 out of 149. Blake Dunn. Blake Dunn on the blue to 149. That's 8 out of 149 for the Reds. Christian Moore on the ping. Kalen Culpepper prepping. Joe Vertano, Dodgers. This auto is not numbered. Tommy Troy for the Diamondbacks. Tommy White for the Oakland A's. Colton Ledbetter, 33 of 99 for Tampa Bay. Alonzo Treadwell, that is for Houston. That is purple, and I think this one is to 125. It is 10 out of 125. Nick Kurtz. We got Carson Bench for the Mets. Ping of Emilian Petrie. That is 69 of 199. JD Gonzalez, Tampa Bay. Eric Batanti. That is Red Lauder for on the Aces. Jake Bloss, 15 of 299 for Toronto. There's Blake Burke for Milwaukee. That is a red checkerboard. That should be, I believe, 99. 87 out of 99 on the Blake Burke. Box number 14. That is Jonathan on the purple, 99. 13 out of 99. That's for the Mets. Griff O'Farrell, that's for Baltimore. Ping of Ryan Waldenschmidt. Bryce McCage, that is for the Milwaukee Brewers, 299 on the red checkerboard. That is 61 out of 99. Bryce Matthews, red to 199, 77 of 199. Chase Burns on the prepping. Kellen Lindsey, that's 70 of 299 for the Dodgers. Caden Scarborough for Texas on the auto. Grant Taylor on the Mojo to 25. That is 9 out of 25. Grant Taylor for the Chicago. I believe this is White Sox. I think Grant Taylor is with the White Sox. I will double check that. Yep, Grant Taylor is with the White Sox. You go to our store and you can get in the auctions there. They usually end about an hour before the break. That's Rodney Green for the A's. They usually end about an hour and a half before the break. And you pay for your spots, then you do the break afterwards. 21 out of 125. Pretty simple, that's the auto part. Emilian Petrie, Braylon Payne, Sean Sullivan to 199 for Colorado. We got another redemption. This one is Future Legend Signature. Card number 3 this time. We got Ryan Lasko. Ryan Lasko. I want to say that's Washington. Nope, Oakland. Oakland A's. Ryan Lasko, Oakland A's. Yeah, sorry about that, SD. Oakland A's on this. Jairo Irete, Nick Kurtz. We got Noah Schultz for the White Sox. That is 24 out of 49. Mickey Romero for the Red Sox, not numbered on the auto. Yeah, if I wasn't in the middle of a break right now, buddy, I would definitely walk you through how to get into the auctions. But right now, I'm just in the middle of this, my friend. Grant Taylor. We got Paul Skeens. Mason Montgomery, 161 of 299. Francisco Valerio for the Yankees. Box number 15. Box number 15. All right, here we go. 15. Jesus Baez for the Mets. That is to 99. 94 of 99. Rhett Lauder, Dylan Cruz. There's another Jacob Mizorowski silver auto. Milwaukee. That's like 3 Miz autos for Steven, I believe. Ryan Clifford, silver. We got Ethan Anderson, Brody Brecht, 41 out of 99. That's a nice hit right there for the Colorado Rockies. Eddie Winders on the auto. That is a red checkerboard. That is to 99. That is going to Pittsburgh. 53 of 99. Jake Geloff, nice one for the Dodgers there on the pink to 79. That is 58 of 79. Seaver King, Tragus Savage. There's another Ryan Lasco auto. Ryan Lasco for the A's. Charlie Condon for Colorado on the red to 199. 151 of 199. Condon domination. Norby to 299. Tyler Black for Milwaukee on the prospect auto. Blue. Blue to 149. That is 109 out of 149. Yainer Fernandez, that's for the Dodgers. Jared Thomas, Yanquiel Fernandez, 16 out of 25 on the silver. That's going to Colorado. Jorbit Vivas for the Yankees. Silver auto, not numbered. Dyson Hill, Sebastian Walcott, Matt Shaw to 199. There's a Miles Naylor for Oakland on the auto. Box number 16. Box number 16. Fenwick Trimble on the light blue. That is 140 out of 149. That's going to Miami. Noah Schultz for the White Sox. Walker Yankee on the ping. J.D. Dix red auto. That's for Arizona. J.D. Dix. That is to 199 on the red auto. 171 out of 199. There's Aiden Miller on the ticket. Ticket die cut, Aiden Miller for the Phillies. This one is 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 on the gold ticket. Kumar Rocker. Chase McDermott, 14 out of 299. Cade Cooler for Atlanta. Nice auto on the red checkerboard. Or red squares. That is 16 out of 99. Christian Opor on the dark purple. That one is 19 out of 99. That is going to the White Sox. Kumar Rocker, Caleb Lomavita, Yandel Ricardo on the auto for Kansas City. Looks like we got a gold auto coming. Mike Soroka. Slade Caldwell. Jacob Wright to 199. Gold auto. That is Walker Martin for the Giants to 10. That is 6 out of 10. Walker Martin. Nice hit for the G-Men. Trey Savage, Cash Mayfield, Bryce Eldridge, that is 44 of 199. Jonathan for the Mets. Sammy Stafora, Chase Burns. We got Zach Earhart, 18 out of 299 for Boston. There is Owen Hall for Detroit on the red squares. Sorry, 41 out of 99. Box number 17. Pink, Jacob Melton for the Houston Astros. That one is 46 out of 79. There is Brody Brecht, Christian Moore, Rhett Lauder on the auto for Cincinnati. Drew Hackenberg, Seaver King, Dylan Cruz 130 out of 199. Blake Walters on the Blue Waves. Blue Wave, this should be to 49 for Kansas City. Sorry, 75. 40 out of 75. Thomas White to 199, 28 of 199. Hadim Dial. That is for the Minnesota Twins, not numbered. Jaron DeBerry. That is on the blue to 149. That's 147 out of 149. 235 out of 299. That's Colton Ledbetter. Thomas White for the Marlins. Thomas White on the for the Marlins on this auto. Sean Keys. There's Slade Caldwell, Braden Montgomery, 60 out of 199. Matt Horvath going to Tampa Bay. Cole Foster. That is Roman Anthony. Leo Lockhart, 58 out of 99. Luke Keyshaw, that's for Minnesota. That's on the purple scope to 49. 44 out of 49. Box 18. Cole Carrick on the blue to 149. 134 out of 149 for Colorado. Cam Caminetti, Hagen Smith. That's Chase Harlan for the Dodgers. Chris Cortez for the Angels. Emilian Petrie, Hagen Smith to 49. That's 49 of 49 for the White Sox. Gabriel Hughes for Colorado. Yorbit Vivas for the Yankees. Hagen Smith, Eddie Rinders, 118 out of 299. Colton Ledbetter, that is to 99 for Tampa Bay. 38 out of 99. Nolan Shanuel for the Angels on the purple. That is 78 out of 99. Peyton Toll, Seaver King. Travis Bazana auto, your number 1 pick in the draft for Cleveland. Connor Griffin. We got Christian Moore, Kalen Culpepper, Fenwick Tremble. That is for Miami on the auto. Another hit for Miami. Christian Napzik, Tommy White, Sean Keys to 199. Sean Keys on the auto. That is a purple scope auto to 49. 32 out of 49. Alright, last 2 boxes. Hopefully I got enough penny sleeves and top loaders to get through. Ethan Salas on the purple. That one is 58 out of 99. 58 of 99 for the Padres. That is a Blue Wave of Vance Honeycutt for Baltimore. That should be, I believe, 99 or 75. 20 out of 75. Pink to 79. That's Cooper Pratt from Milwaukee. That is 42 out of 79. Tyson Neighbors, 147 out of 199 for San Diego. Griffin Burkholder on the gold auto to 10. That is going to the Philadelphia Phillies. Griffin Burkholder. That one is 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Heston Kjerstad on the red to 199. 99 of 199 for Baltimore. Chase Burns, Rentaro Sasaki. Zach Deloche on the red auto. Red auto to 199. That is 38 out of 199. That is going to the Chicago White Sox. Zach Deloche, White Sox. J.D. Gonzalez, Cam Caminiti, Walker Martin, 200 to 299. There's Carson Rocaforte for Kansas City. Carson Rocaforte on the Blue Wave. Blue Wave, that is 70 out of 75. Jackson Ballmeister. Kemp Alderman to 25 on the silver, 7 out of 25. Grant Taylor going to the White Sox. Bryce McCage. Emilian Petrie. There's Paul Skeens. 89 out of 199. Chase Hampton for the Yankees. Last box. Michael Massey on the pink to 79. That's 67 out of 79 going to Detroit. Ben Hess for the Yankees. Red Lauder. That is Trey Savage for Toronto on the Mojo Future Legends to 25. Nice on-card auto for Toronto to 25. That one is numbered 14 out of 25. Owen Hall, red to 199. That is 114 out of 199. Drew Beam, 157 out of 199 for Kansas City. Caden Scarborough for Texas on the auto. Get a full recap in after this. Roderick Arias for the Yankees on the blue. That one is 149, 132 out of 149. Kellen Lindsey for the Dodgers. Gerangelo for Seattle. There's Tyson Neighbors. That is for San Diego on the auto. Heriberto Hernandez, Tampa Bay. Blake Burke, Jake Geloff, 35 of 49. Alonzo Treadwell for Houston. Charlie Soto, Aiden Miller, Vance Honeycutt for Baltimore, 158 out of 199. Ivan Melendez for the Diamondbacks. Last pack. Francisco Valerio, Kyle DeBarge, Jackson Merrill to 299. Chase Hampton for the Yankees. That's on the red auto to 199. That is 191 out of 199. And that is the last. All right, guys, there we go. There's your break. Let's get a recap in here. All right, here we go. These are all to $2.99. Here we go. Jackson Merrill, Walker Martin, Eddie Rinders, Colton Ledbetter, Zach Earhart, Chase McDermott, Connor Norby, Mason Montgomery, Kellen Lindsay, Jake Bloss, Clark Caminiti, Yanquil Fernandez, Caden Gray, Sammy Stafora, Lyle Lockhart, Drew Beam, Kyle Teal, Ryan Lasco, Jacob Melton, Blake Larson, Gerangelo, Ivan Melendez, Ryan Clifford. We got Chase Alsop. We got Blake Walters, Peyton Toole, Eric Batanti. To $1.99. Vance Honeycutt, Owen Hall, Drew Beam, Paul Skeens, Heston Kerstead, Tyson Neighbor, Sean Keys, Braden Montgomery, Thomas White, Dylan Cruz, Bryce Eldridge, Jacob Wright, Matt Shaw, Charlie Condon, Sean Sullivan, Bryce Matthews, Emilian Petrie, Colton Ledbetter, Hagen Smith, David Shields, Rodney Green, and Brian Holiday. We have Cam Smith, Hiro Arite, Wyatt Sanford, Jackson Wiggins, Ty, Mac Harvath, Hector Rodriguez, Brock Porter, Jace Bowen, Thomas White, Silas Ardoin, Seaver King again, and Tommy Troy, Christian Knapsick, Bryce Eldridge, Alonzo Trebell, Grant Shepardson, Drew Hackenberg, Dalton Rushing, Vance Honeycutt, Nolan Cassay. To $149, we had Roderick Arias, Cole Carrick, Jaron DeBerry, Fenwick Tremble, Blake Dunn, Cam Smith, Jonah Tong, Bryce Matthews, Ty, Ryan Campos, Noble Mayer, Bryce Eldridge, Joandre Vargas. To $99, you got Ethan Salas, Nolan Chanuel, Lyle Lockhart, Christian Opor, Brody Brecht, Jesus Baez, Jonah Tong, Colton Ledbetter, Mitch Jebb, Owen Hall, Connor Norby, Christian Moore, Kyle Teal, Walker Martin, Noah Schultz, Adrian Santana, Brandon Sprout. We got Luke Holman, Chase McDermott, Cade Cooler, Dante Nore. To $79, we had Michael Massey, Cooper Pratt, Jacob Melton, Jake Geloff, Jacob Mizorowski, and Gabriel Hughes. To $49, we got Jake Geloff, Hagen Smith. That is Noah Schultz, Bryce Eldridge, Tommy White, Jonathan Classe. Got Connor Griffin, Dylan Cruz, Chase Harlan. To $39, we got Nathan Detmer, Ethan Salas, Joe Vertano, Peyton Toole. To $25, we got Kemp Alderman, Yanquil Fernandez, Grant Taylor, Thomas White, Kemp Alderman again. These are our golds. To $10, we had Blake Dunn and Bryce Eldridge. Our autos. These are not numbered. Charlie Soto, Gino Groover, Rodney Green, Hagen Smith, Connor Norby. That's Travis Soraka for Washington, Ryan Lasco, Alan Facundo, Brock Porter, Jacob Melton, Orlando Martinez, Cole Foster, Brendan Sprout, Kemp Alderman, Sammy Stafora, Brock Porter, Emilian Petrie, Jake Geloff, Chris Cortez, Drew Thorpe, Chase Harlan, Ty, Nick Kurtz, Mitch Jebb, Joseph Redfield, Drew Hackenberg, Bryce Matthews, Travis Soraka, Kevin Sim, Jake Geloff, Cooper Pratt, Tyson Lewis, Jonah Tong, Hendrick Hernandez, Angel Martinez. These are also not numbered. Ivan Melendez, Alonzo Treadwell, Tyson Neighbors, Caden Scarborough, Chase Hampton, Grant Taylor, Fenwick Trimble, Travis Bazana, Gabriel Hughes, Chase Harlan, Matt Horvath, Thomas White, Hadim Dial, Rhett Lauder, Jonah Tong, Yandel Ricardo, Miles Naylor, Yorbit Vivas, Ryan Lasco, Jacob Mizorowski, Francisco Velorio, Mickey Romero, that's Ryan Lasco for Oakland on the Future Legends signature, Caden Scarborough, JD Gonzalez, Joe Vertano, Walker Martin, Nathan Detmer, J.D. Dix, Kemp Alderman, Kevin Sim, and Chase Davis. These are all to $199. $199, we got Chase Hampton, Zach Deloche, J.D. Dix, Yorbit Vivas, Thomas Sagasi, Ty. We had an on-card Colton Ledbetter for Tampa Bay and Emilian Petrie for Tampa Bay. We had Nathan Zantello, that is for Boston. J.D. Gonzalez, Jacob Mizorowski. We got Ryan Johnson, Christian Opor, and Brandon Sprout. To $149, we got Tyler Black, Drew Hackenberg, Jesus Baez, Mickey Romero, Nate Dome, Josh Knopf. To $125, Rodney Green, Alonzo Treadwell, Luke Keyshaw, Mike Bove, Cade Denton, Jesus Baez, Trey Savage, Blake Larson, Caden Scarborough. To $99, we got Colton Ledbetter, Owen Hall, Cade Cooler, Eddie Rinders, Bryce McCage, Blake Burke, Jackson Baumeister, and Alex Clemmy. To $75, Carson Rocaforte, Vance Honeycutt, Carson Benjamin, Blake Walters. To $49, we got Sean Keys, Luke Keyshaw, Walker Janke, Noble Mayer, Ryan Campos, and Ryan Walderschmidt. To $25, on card for Toronto, Trey Savage, Griffin Herring, Sean Sullivan, and for the Yankees, George Lombard Jr. on the redemption. Our gold, we had Griffin Burkholder and Walker Martin. Our tickets, this one is to 97, Bryce Cunningham for the Yankees. To 43, Luke Little for the Cubs. Jesus Baez, this one was to 24 for the Mets. And then Aiden Miller for the Phillies. And this one was gold 2 out of 10. And then our hit of the break was our kaboom going to the Washington Nationals, Seaver King. There you go, guys. There's your break. Hope you guys all had a good time. Hope to see you guys next time. Have a great